Because we cannot see the future consequences of our wishes, we should recognize that our wishes may not always play out in a way that is good or helpful. Some people, because they strongly wish to be married, will sometimes settle for a partner who probably they shouldn't be married to. Or some people are so eager to want and desire prosperity and fame that what happens, they become enslaved to those things. So we all make wishes, but we know that while most of our wishes hopefully are motivated by goodness and love, there are other wishes that are motivated by selfishness and by personal gain. In the gospel passage today, Mrs. Zebedee, that's what I'll call her, Mrs. Zebedee, the mother of two apostles, James and John, approached Jesus. She has a wish. She wants her boys to sit in places of honor when Jesus comes into his kingdom. There's nothing wrong with a mother having good wishes for her children, but Mrs. Zebedee's wish is based on a misperception about Jesus. She thinks Jesus will establish an earthly kingdom with wealth and honor and power. But Jesus sets her straight. He tells her and her sons that he is not going to experience fame, power, and glory. Rather, he will be crucified. And as for his disciples, they too, he says, will experience suffering and death as they preach the gospel. I suspect Mrs. Zebedee withdrew her wish at that point. The fact is, we walk by faith, not by our wishes. We are disciples of Jesus. We don't base our actions on wishes or dreams. We have to live life with the faith that God will guide us and grant us what we need. And one day when we leave this world and enter God's kingdom, the Lord will reveal to us the meaning of all of our life's decisions and how our life played out. I think we will learn that much of what we wished for in this life would not have been good for us. And we will learn that God was guiding us instead each step of the way. We will also recognize in the afterlife, I think, the importance and the significance of any suffering that we endured here. We may not value suffering while we're going through it, but the Lord will eventually reveal to us how that suffering and pain in this life played an important part in our own faith journey, and how our personal suffering somehow united us with the suffering of Christ for the sake of the world. So next time we're inclined to wish for something, we should remember that it may or may not be agreeable with what God has planned for us. So go ahead and make the wish, but then put it in the Lord's hands so that he may do with it